Now, student, we will study a new topic, support for the socialism. As we have studied in the previous topics that there was a great support of the socialism by the cooperates and the some other members like Robert Owen, Frederick Engels, Louis Blanche, and some other also. Now we can say that by the 1870s, social ideas were totally spread throughout the Europe. So for the coordinating, for helping the socialist, a international body became formed. That was the name Second Socialist, which was helping the socialists to establishing the socialism in all over the Europe. Workers in England and Germany began forming association to fight for the better living and working condition. Here it has given a point which we have studied previously that this modernization have attracted the social changes have attracted the children's women's and the men's toward the factories, and there was a problem of housing and the sanitization, and they have to do a very long hour work. So the worker started to raise the voice against this humiliation policies. So in England and Germany, they have started to fight for the better living and working conditions. They demanded only 8 hours of working, better wages, and proper housing and the sanitation facilities. For raising the fund, for helping the others, they have set up a fund to remove this problem. In Germany, these associations work closely with Social Democratic Party. Social Democratic Party was closely connected with the socialists' ideas, and they helped, and the socialism, this is some socialists have helped the Social Democratic Party to win the parliamentary seats. Now various new organization, new parties came in front for helping the socialism. As example, by 1905, socialists and trade unions formed a Labour Party in Britain. Sometimes it can be asked when Labour Party has been formed and by whom. So you can give the answer. By 1905, Socialist and the trade union formed a Labour Party in Britain, and one another party, Socialist Party, has been formed in France. Till 1914, Socialists never succeeded in forming the government in Europe. Means till 1914, Socialists became unsuccessful in framing the government in Europe, forming the government in Europe, and represented by a strong figure in the parliamentary politics. But they have shown themselves as a strong figure, and various new ideas came in the parliament for the socialism, for the welfare of the common people, for the welfare of the workers. They have changed various rules and regulation, but there was the deep impact of the conservatives, liberals, and radicals all over the parliament. Next topic is Russian Revolution. As you can say, the revolution means whenever we fight for their rights, we fight for our rights with a mass, that is known as revolution. In one of least industrialist of European state, this situation was reversed. Socialists took over the government in Russia through the October Revolution of 1970. A February Revolution and the October Revolution has been worked in Russia, and they have established their government. There was fall of monarch in February 1970, an event of October are normally called a Russian Revolution. So you can say that the Russian Revolution is the also known as the October Revolution. Next point it has given the Russia in the 1914. What was the condition of Russia in 1914? Who was the ruler and how he was ruling? So in 1914, Tsar Nicholas II. This is an important question that it can ask. Who was the ruler of the Russia during 1914? Tsar Nicholas II ruled Russia and its empire. Beside the territory around Moscow, the Russian Empire included current-day Finland, Latvia, Lithuania, Estonia, and the part of Poland, Ukraine, and Belarus. So these countries were also the part of the France. So it can France, not that is Russia. These countries were also the part of Russia. So it can ask, name the countries which were the part of the Russian territory. So you can give the name Moscow, Russia, Russian Empire included currently days Finland, Latvia, Lithuania, Estonia, part of Poland, Ukraine, and Belarus. Is stretched to the Pacific and comprises today's Central Asian state as well as Georgia, Armenia, Azerbaijan. These the Russia was stretched till Georgia, Armenia, and Azerbaijan, and the majority religion. So sometime it can ask the question in 1 mark that what was the majority religion in Russia. So the majority religion was Russian Orthodox Christianity, which had grown out of Greek Orthodox churches. Means it lived it back the Greek Orthodox churches and established the Russian Orthodox Christianity. But the empire also included Catholics, Protestant, Buddhist, and the Muslims. Means every religion was present there. Means like religions are given here: Catholics, Protestants, Muslim, and the Buddhist. This is the map of Russia during the 1914. It can ask in the examination either, as I am giving, show the Bulgaria in this map. So you will show here either this is Russian Empire, this is Germany, Austria, Hungary. So some important places can be asked. So as it can ask, name the party, wherever some party name can be given where this is formed. Either it can be asked some other type of questions related to map. So you have to understand it. Now we will understand what was the economy and the society. At the beginning of the 20th century, the vast majority of Russia was agriculturist. So as you know that in a starting, every country was totally based on the agriculture. In the same way, Russia was also based on the agriculture. Nearly 85% of the people of the Russia were earned the living from the agriculture. This proportion was higher than in most European countries. For instance, in France and Germany, the population was between 40% and the 50%. Means in Germany, there were 40% and the 50% people were dependent on the agriculture. In the empire, cultivators produce for the market as well as for their needs, and Russia was a major exporter of the grains. Means wherever the agriculture products will be made, then that country will be surely a exporter, not an importer of the goods. Listen, you have to understand these pictures also, because it can ask picture based questions. Now here, industry was found in pocket. What is the mean of pocket? Means very few places were famous for the industries. Prominent industrial area was the only St. Petersburg and Moscow. So it can ask as a question, name the places where mostly industries were present. So you will give the answer St. Petersburg and Moscow. Craftsmen undertook much of the production, but large factories existed alongside craft workshop. Many factories were set up in 1890s when Russian railway network was extended, and means whenever the transportation became easy, then it has started to set up the factories in Russia, and various foreign investors came in that country, and it increased the investment in factories and industries. Coal production became double, means that was whatever the, because as the demand increased of the coal, because when any industry will develop, the basic needs will required. Basic first need is the basic industry should will be developed. Basic industry at that time, on coal was the only source of energy, and iron and steel output quadruples, because these were the basic requirement of establishment of the factory. So the it became increased, their production became increased by the 1900s. In some areas, factory workers and craftsmen were also equal in the numbers. Firstly, there were mostly craftsmen were present, but as the industries became developed, their numbers of the craftsmen and the workmen became equal. Most industries was private property of the industrialist, means mostly industries was set up by the private industrialists, either individual or a group of individuals. Government supervised large factories to ensure the minimum wages and the limited hour of work. As we have studied that socialists have demanded limited hour of work and good wages for the better life for the workers. So various large factories were in the hand of the government. Why it was in the hand of? For ensuring the minimum wages and also for the limitation working hours. But factory inspector could not prevent rules being broken. In craft unit and a small workshop, the working day was sometime 15 hours compare of the 10 to 12 hour in the factory. There, who were the craftsmen? They were working till 15th hour. Instead of this, the workers only working 10 or 12 hour in the factories. Accommodation varied from room to dormitories. Workers were divided into the social groups. Some had a strong link with the villages from which they came. As you can see, wherever the industries will be developed, some people will come from the villages to get the jobs. In the same way, some workers were there who were strongly linked with the villages, and other had settled in the city permanently. Workers were divided on the basis of skill. As we have studied in the economics that there are two types of worker. First is the skilled worker, second is the unskilled worker. So on the same basis, on the basis, means some were the technical workers, some were the labor. So they were divided on the basis of the skill. The metal worker of the St. Petersburg recalled the metal worker considered themselves aristocrat among all workers, means they were thinking that all the metal workers were thinking that they were the most powerful, so they were understanding they were the aristocrat of all the among all the workers. Their occupation demanded more training and the skill. Why they were thinking it? Because they were well trained and skilled. As you can think, if any person will be trained and the well skilled, then the person will think that he is the superior than the others. So same condition was here. Women's made 31% of the factory labor force by 1914. So it is a very important question, how much percent of the factory labor was made with the help of women? So we will write 31%, but there were paid less than men. So as you can see that here, this was the condition of the women, that they women's were getting half of the salary of the men, either three-quarter of a men wage. Division among the workers showed themselves in a dress and the manner also. Means, as you will see that in an institution there are the different type of people are working, we can judge them by their dresses, we can understand them, we can recognize them by their dresses. As the same way, there was a division of worker which is showed by the dress and manners also. Some workers formed association to help the members in time of unemployment. Means, various number of workers have prepared an association for helping the member during the unemployment or the financial hardship. But such associations were very few associations were there which were helping for the workers during the unemployment and the financial problems. Despite division, worker did unite to strike work. Means, they have started a strike when they became disagree with the employers about dismissal or the working condition. Means, as they have started to raise the voice against the bad working condition of the workers. In the same way, they have started a new idea, that they have started strike work. They have stopped the work whenever they were not agree with the employers, means who are giving the job facilities to them. Whenever any person, this generally happens whenever any person dismissed without any reason by the employee, they have started to against of this. This strike took place frequently in the textile industry during the 1896 to 1897, and in the metal industries during 1902. So it can be asked, when strikes took place, from which year the strikes took place? So you can give the answer from 1896 to 1896 to 1897 in textile industry, and in 1902 in the metal industry. In the countryside, peasant cultivated most of the land, but the nobility, the crown, the orthodox churches owned large properties. As we have studied in the previous chapter, that there were the three group in the society. First were the clergies. Here clergies means it has given who are belonging from orthodox church, and crown, nobles, and the nobility is given. Means, here three groups were there who have the large piece of land. Like workers and peasants too were divided. They were also deeply religious. Means, they were also believing in the particular religion, but except in few cases they had no respect for the nobility. Means, in some cases they have not shown their respect for the nobility or the noble persons. Noble got their power and position through their services to the Tsar. Means, they were nobles were working for the Tsar, so they have got some powers. They have got positions to show off to the people, not through local popularity. Means, there was no local popularity. Means, local people don't want to give them power and the position, but they were the helpers of the Tsar, so they have got this post and power. This was unlike France, where during the French Revolution in Brittany, peasant respected nobles and fought for them. Means, in French Revolution we have seen some peasants were there who have supported the nobles and fought for them. But in Russia, peasants wanted the land of the nobles to be given to them. Frequently, they refused to pay rent and even murdered the landlords. In 1902, the occurred on a large scale in South Russia, and in 1905, such incidents took place all over the Russia. Russian peasants were different from other European peasants in another way. The pooled their land together periodically, and their common meal divided it according to need of the individual families. So next topic we will explain, we will study in the next video. So whatever the video you have seen, you have to understand it very well, and whatever the problem you are facing, you can ask the questions. And for getting the more knowledge, you have to like this video and share with your friends.